paint the Sons of Horus Praetor.
Hey, welcome in, welcome in. I'm just going to be spraying this purple into the shadows. It will give our green on the armour a nice contrast, and also the red that we're going to do for his cape. If you wanted, you could just leave the black primer in the shadows. I think that looks really cool and gives it more of a grim dark feel. But I just like the way that the purple contrasts against this type of green. I'm going to be using this Sons of Horus. And yeah, this is probably one of my favourite greens. It is a very delicate colour. It's easy to, when you're highlighting it, to spoil it and go too far. But yeah, just get a nice base coat on, spraying from a zenithal perspective, and using the 3D aspect of the model to your advantage. Just give it a check and make sure that you've still got your purple in the shadows and you've got nice green coverage. But yeah, really nice colour, the Sons of Horus. I'm just going to be using this side bright green to highlight it. Be very careful with this one. It is easy just to knock out all your Sons of Horus and just have this as the main colour. So yeah, just take your time, pick where you'd like the highlights to be, just where you think the light source will come from, where the armour would catch it. And yeah, just try your best not to cover up the previous layers and leave plenty of the Sons of Horus to come through. Yeah, if you do happen to cover the model in too much of this and you think it's looking a bit too bright and less Sons of Horus-y, you can always just go back with the previous colour with the Sons of Horus and yeah, just try again. Just give the model a look over and make sure you're happy with the colours, making sure all the shadows are still there and you've got nice contrast. And yeah, just double check to make sure the Sons of Horus is still your main colour. A good way to do that is to get the pot and just stand it next to it and compare and make sure you're happy that the colours do match up. And yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this. It's looking spot on. You can see my highlights, shadows are still there, but you can still see that Sons of Horus is the main colour. I'm just going to be using this corn red to spray over the cape. Okay, do your best just to get this onto his cape, but also it's okay to let it overspray slightly onto the armour panels where the armour is near to the cape, and that will help sell the metallic reflection of the armour. Try your best just to hit the most raised pieces and where the light would catch the material. And yeah, leave your nice shadows for the contrast. And we're just going to be stepping up the values with this Mephiston red. Again, try not to cover up your corn red and just hit the most raised parts and where the light would catch it the most. And yeah, just always looking after your shadows and don't undo the previous layers. And just boosting it up now with the Evil Sun Scarlet. And yeah, getting some really nice red in there now. And yeah, plenty of shadow, looks detailed and cool. Still plenty of depth in there, which is nice. You're just going to be going into the shadows with this Vulpus Pink. And yeah, just it will help transition from the shadows into the brighter areas. And yeah, give it a really nice rich look. And just be going over some of the oversprayed areas with the Sons of Horus. Like I said, I do want it to be on the armour just to have a reflection, but at the same time I don't want it to be looking like a mistake or just too garish. But yeah, I think that's knocked back the right amount. You can still see the red where you'd expect to see it. Now I'm just going to bring the highlights of the armour back up again with a side bright green. Again, making sure not to completely ruin your Sons of Horus colour. And yeah, just keeping the shadows in the layers nice. And again, just compare them to the pot, make sure Sons of Horus is the main colour. So yeah, I can still see my shadows, cool armour reflections, my nice highlights, and yeah, Sons of Horus was still my main colour. And just be going over his armour trim with this Balthazar gold. The trim on this model is really nice, it's quite wide and thick, so it's not as stressful and you're not as likely to go over onto the green. But yeah, just take your time and enjoy it, it's got plenty of armour trim on there. Yeah, this Balthazar gold looks really good against the Sons of Horus and also against the red cape. So yeah, that was a nice choice. Yeah, I painted this model in sub-assemblies. It's something I don't usually do and don't particularly like doing, but I just wanted this one to be the best I could, and yeah, I was just thought if I leave this backpack off I'll have access to using the airbrush easier for doing his cape. Just take your time doing the cape trim. To make sure your paint's flowing nicely. And just try and pull the brush towards you, but yeah, just take your time, try your best not to go outside the lines, but if you happen to, you can just tidy it up with the previous red. And yeah, the sub-assembly also helps when painting this front part. I know you probably won't be able to see it because he's got a massive power axe in front of it all, but yeah, it's nice just to put your best effort in when you've got a cool character model in a model that you'd enjoy painting. Yeah, it looks really cool on his cape. And just be going over some of these parts in his backpack with the Balthazar gold as well. just take your time and enjoy the process. There's plenty of gold bits on him. But yeah, it'll all look cool in the end. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the model. The trim's nice and thick, and yeah, it's not as stressful to paint as some of their other models. So yeah, really enjoyable model to paint. And just be adding this lead belcher to some of the silver parts on him. So it'll be the bobbles, and then some of the parts on his backpack. Yeah, just take your time and try your best not to get it onto the armor panels. But yeah, once this step's done, the silver looks really cool against this Sons of Horus green as well. So yeah, it's a really nice colour to work with. So yeah, if I put the axe on there, this area would be really hard to paint. So yeah, that was another reason why I decided to go for the sub-assemblies. But yeah, just in general, I would try and put the model all together. I do find it a lot more fun to paint a model once it's all glued together. I definitely recommend having the models glued together if you're batch painting. So if you had like a squad of 10, you probably wouldn't be putting this much effort and detail into making sure parts that are covered up by weapons look really good. But yeah, it is nice to do that anyway. It is fun to practice. But yeah, I definitely find it a lot more fun when the models are all one. Yeah, just giving him a check around and make sure I'm happy. I think he looks really cool so far. And just be going over the black parts of this Black Legion. He's got quite a few like wires and things on him, and on his backpack. I'll be doing his axe handle with this colour as well. I really like the look of the backpack with the black parts on. But yeah, this green's just so cool, it just seems to go with nearly every colour. Like, I really like the way the purple contrasts it in the shadows, and then yeah, just so far the different gold and silver trim and the black, this red cape, it just all looks really good together. So yeah, nice colour combos, super nice model to paint. I'll just be going over all of the trim with the Agrax Earth shade. Just be bringing some of the depth back in. Do your best just to load the brush up so as you pass over the stripe it like pulls into the recesses. If you happen to go outside you can just void the brush off quickly and like feather it out, or again if you do get a little bit of staining around the edges you can just go back over it with the red. It's not a problem, just take your time and enjoy it. And just be going over all the silver parts of this cylinder wheel. Again, just to bring some of the depth back into it. It really does help the chainmail and things like that stand out. And just be going over all of the trim with this one, just hitting the edges and bringing out some texture. And yeah, this will really help to make it pop. I'll just be doing the same thing with the Stormhost Silver, just going over all the silver parts, hitting the raised edges, getting the texture back in, and yeah, just making it look cool. I'll just be using these colours to do all the gems on him. Yeah, starting with the red, base coat the gem with it. Moving up to the orange, trying not to cover up the previous red, just building the layers gradually. And then just adding the final yellow into it. And yeah, really makes it look cool and stick out. So yeah, so you can get a bit more of a realistic look at it from a bit further away. And I'll just be using these colours for his eyes. Yeah, just adding the red in first, making sure you get all of the lens. If you want it to make it look like it's glowing, you can come outside of the eye lens with it. Yeah, take your time with this step, try your best not to go outside unless you want the glow effect. And just moving up to the orange now, trying my best to get it into the centre of the red and not cover up that layer. And just adding in the final yellow. Again, just trying to get it into the middle and not cover up the previous layers. Just take your time with it. If you happen to go wrong or you're not keen on the way it looks, just start again. I'm just giving the model a look over. I think he looks really cool. Definitely one of my favourite models I've painted. And yeah, just the purple and that Sons of Horus green. Just, yeah, some of my favourite colours. I'm just going to be using these colours for the power axe. For some reason, every time I go to video doing a power weapon, the first part of the video corrupts. But luckily I painted one side, stopped the camera, turned the axe over and then started the camera again, so the first side got corrupted, but luckily I still have the second side. So yeah, we're just base coating it with the first darkest purple. And gradually moving up to the next purple. Now the next purple that I used didn't contrast that much against the first purple, so I mixed a little bit of the pink in with it. Probably less than 50-50, and then gradually made it up to 50-50, and then probably like 75, all the way up until I got to the pink. But yeah, it moves through quite like a nice lavender colour, and yeah, it shows up a lot nicer. Yeah, and just adding the textures in with that, trying to paint inside the previous layers and not go over. So this looks like it's just the pink now, and yeah, touching the edges with it, and yeah, just getting inside the previous layers but not covering them. Yeah, just moving the paintbrush around in like a stipply, scratchy way. That's what I call punk punching, but I'm not sure if there's an actual artist term for that. Yeah, I guess you could just say it's stipply, scratchy texture, but I'm not dry brushing, I am using like fresh wet paint. Yeah, just coming in with the white. Again, just trying to get it inside the previous textures. If you do happen to go a little bit overboard with it, you can always just tone it down by either glazing over one of the darker colours, or just like scratching, stipple over it with one of the previous colours. But yeah, the white really makes it pop and look cool. Definitely makes it look like there's like power coursing through the weapon. Yeah, it's nice. I did the Imperial Fist one the same way, but with blue. I thought this one would look really cool with the purple against his green armour. Yeah, just glue him on, see how he looks. I think he's looking really cool. And that power axe really does pop against him. Yeah, probably one of my favourite models I've painted. Just giving you a more realistic look at it. Okay, just going to be putting some PVA glue onto his base. I'll just be using some brown basing material, just as it goes nice against green, and yeah, it's like a nice neutral colour so it doesn't detract away from the piece. And yeah, try and incorporate some of it onto the bottom parts of him, just so he looks more part of a scene. I'll just be going around the base of this Black Legion. And this will just help finish the model and help frame it, make it stick out and look cool. But yeah, really happy with them. Definitely recommend painting one of these. It was an absolute pleasure. Just such nice, good detail and nice and thick. Yeah, definitely not as stressful as doing, say, some Chaos Space Marines, like trim-wise. I'm just going to be putting this decal onto a shoulder pad. I'll be using a microset and microsol. Just giving it a good coating of microset. Help loosen it off. And then we'll be adding it to a shoulder pad just to help the transition. But yeah, take your time, be patient. It can be a bit awkward, but it will look cool in the end. Yeah, just gently smooth it on, get it where you'd like it. Cool, and then just go back over it with a microsol. Just be careful it doesn't move too much out of place, just wiggle it back where you'd like it. And yeah, once you've put the microsol on, it will help shrink wrap it to the pad, which is really good. I'm just going to be putting some of this Lame medium over it, and that will help get rid of the shine. Yeah, really happy with that. Looks really cool. And here's the Imperial Fist alongside him. Yeah, really happy with how both of these models turned out. I think they look really cool. Both of them were a pleasure to paint. The trim on both of them is really thick, and yeah, just nice to paint. So yeah, definitely recommend painting these if you get a chance to. But yeah, super pleased with how both of these came out. If you're interested in painting the Imperial Fist, I have that up on the channel already. So yeah, go check that out if you haven't already.
Like, comment, subscribe, share.